Manifest Destiny was the idea that it was America's God-given right to move out west and claim the land there. Many Americans went west to gain the land and resources. This unfortunately led to the dehumanization of natives, the killing of Chinese immigrants, and much more. On the bright side, it led to many technological advances such as the steam engine, railroads, and the telegraph. Eventually, this led to the territorial expansion of the United States. Territorial expansion was a big part of U.S. history and went on for more than a century. The U.S. expanded west and even claimed the islands of Hawaii and Alaska from Russia. Territorial expansion almost doubled the size of the U.S. and opened up a lot of resources and trade for the growing United States. Some of the resources include precious metals like gold and silver from the mines of California. Farmland, timber, and coal were all resources that came out of westward expansion. The Homestead Act of 1862 gave farmers land to the west to get them to move there and increase the population. The farmers could claim the land they settled. The West eventually started following the North ideologically. This made a connection between the North and the West. The South had opposing ideals to both the North and the West, which separated the land by ideas. Sectionalism is where different areas start having different ideas and preferring their section over another. Sectionalism in the U.S. Union started when the North and the South started having different points of views over topics. The North supported abolitionists, stronger federal governments, and better infrastructure, and a big economy. While the South wanted slavery, stronger state governments, and large plantations. Compromises like the Missouri Compromise split the nation, and events like Bleeding Kansas built up tension, which eventually led to the start of the Civil War. The Civil War happened when the South seceded from the Union. This led to the First Battle of Fort Sumter, which officially started the Civil War. Abraham Lincoln, the president, wanted to bring the Union back and end slavery. Even though the North had more supplies, more people, and better infrastructure, their generals were bad compared to the ones in the South. This led to early losses for the Union, like the First Battle of Bull Run, where we saw intelligent Southern generals like Stonewall Jackson and Robert E. Lee. After key battles at Gettysburg and Antietam, the raising of morale at the Gettysburg Address, and Ulysses S. Grant becoming the main general after taking over the Mississippi River, the Union carried out a massacre on the Confederacy. While there were heavy losses on each side, the Confederacy eventually ran out of soldiers and resources, and they had to surrender. At the Appomattox Courthouse, General Robert E. Lee surrendered to General Ulysses S. Grant, which ended the war. Reconstruction started even before the war ended. Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation to set slaves free everywhere in Union control on January 1st of 1863. As the war ended, Lincoln set forth the 10% Plan, which had 10% of all eligible voters in a southern state to pledge allegiance to the Union, and the state could be added back. He also made the Freedmen's Bureau, which provided education and food to free Black Americans. After Lincoln got assassinated, his vice president, Johnson, took office and pardoned everybody in the South, while weakening the Freedmen's Bureau and allowing racist laws. The radical Republicans, who had control of Congress, decided to take matters into their own hands and started pushing acts like the Military Reconstruction Act, where the South would be split into 5 military districts with the Union forces to enforce laws. To join back the Union, you needed to pass 14 and 15 amendments. This sped up the process, which allowed the end of Reconstruction in 1870. There were many effects of Reconstruction, and among these was the passing of the 13th Amendment and the KKK. The 13th Amendment stated that no person shall be subjugated to slavery in the United States and its territories. The KKK, or the Ku Klux Klan, was a terrorist group that would harass former slaves and constantly hunt them down and kill them. They were characterized by their long and pointy white hoods. Thankfully, radical congressionals helped settle them down and weaken the group. Some of the video, Americans followed their destiny was to expand their territory west, leading to acquisitions like the Louisiana Purchase. Because of the newly acquired territory, the North and the West would compete with the South. This led to the Civil War, which Abraham Lincoln, Andrew Johnson, and radical Republicans tried to make amends between the North and the South after the war. Then events like the KKK attacks and the passing of the 13th Amendment either helped or opposed Reconstruction.